We have our first, at least, clue, maybe glimmer of information about the Padres' future manager in the last 48 hours or so. Welcome back. It is Ben, Paul Reindl with you here on 97.3 The Fan. Woodsy off for one more day. And it looks like he's going to make it all the way through his time off without missing a Padres manager being named, unless it happens in the next 2 hours. Otherwise, he'll be back in time to discuss if it happens later today, or maybe we won't hear anything until tomorrow. But Paulie just showed me something very interesting during the break.
This is more context than any MLB insider has given over the last 2
and
weeks.
I'm not one to overthink social media posts. I don't like when people try to dig into the meaning behind something that could just be a throwaway post. It happens all the time. People will send out a tweet or put up a Facebook post. It's not a life-changing event every time. Most of us do it multiple times per day. You wouldn't want people analyzing every Facebook post you ever sent on the radio as though there were some deeper meaning to it. Sometimes you just post to post. So I don't usually indulge in this sort of behavior. However, tell us what we have right now, Paulie.
Well, Benji Benjamin Hill, whatever we're going with right now, recently in the last 20 minutes, posted on his Instagram story a picture of him and a couple of guys golfing at Pelican Hill Golf Club.
Which is not here.
Which is Orange County, I think?
Yeah,
Newport?
it's up the coast.
Pelican Hill Golf is Newport.
Yeah.
Newport Beach. And it's a picture of them on a tee box at a golf course. But in the original post that Benji reposted, it says LFG SD with a brown and yellow heart and a baseball emoji.
All right. Again, that's not an announcement. Nothing specific stated there. And again, he's not even in San Diego. He's up in Newport Beach.
But why the
playing
LFGSD?
Golf. But I don't think it's irresponsible to at least read a little something into this. Clearly, LFGSD. I mean, he's from San Diego. He's a native. He can be all about San Diego. But why today? And then specifically with the brown and gold hearts and the baseball, the Padres colors. That is not even a veiled reference to the San Diego Padres right there. That is a direct reference. So
now, again, the way Instagram works is his buddy posted this, the photo, Maru, whatever. I don't know what the handle.
Yeah.
His buddy posted it.
Assuming one of the other people in this picture, probably. Or the person who took the picture.
I don't know if the LFGSD was in that person's post, but either way, Benji Gil put it out on his story, reposted it, and it's got LFGSD with brown, gold hearts, and a baseball emoji.
I mean, we know that Benji Hill was in the running to be the Padres manager. He interviewed, he talked with AJ Preller. That's been reported. That's out there. It's been out there for a week or so plus. My guess would be if it didn't go well, if, AJ called him yesterday or over the weekend and said, Benji, we appreciate you coming in and talking. Very impressive interview, but we've decided we're going to go in a different direction, with our hire, but thank you so much. We appreciate it. Would you be posting something that said LFGSD with Padres hearts and a baseball?
I'm thinking
right after
probably not.
I wouldn't think so either. Now, does it mean he's guaranteed got the job? No. But it certainly feels like he's got something cooking with the San Diego Padres. Now, maybe it's a different job. Maybe he interviewed for manager, but is going to end up as the bench coach or going to get a different job within the organization. I've got no idea, but that's very clearly pointing to Benji Hill and the Padres having some sort of connection here right now.
I mean, at least positive conversations, right? Something leading in the right direction.
Feels very, there's some significance to that. You cannot deny that post has some significance in this Padres managerial search. What it is, I'm not going to draw any final conclusions, but That's the most news we've had in the last, at least 48 hours.
Maybe the last week.
Maybe. I mean, since the, Phil Nevin news dropped.
Ross,
the idea
maybe.
that David Ross might talk to the Padres. I mean, that's literally the last actual bit of news we've had in the Padres managerial search until that Instagram post/repost by Benji Gil. If I was making Las Vegas odds now,
does that change the odds?
That would change the odds for me. Benji Gil just went whatever his numbers were before. He's now a higher favorite than he was 20 minutes ago before that post. Reading tea leaves out there.
I don't know. I haven't seen any Phil Nevin LFGSD posts.
Sammy Levitt says this is certainly interesting. The hashtag. Not the only one making that observation this morning about what Benji Gil just posted.
I mean, look, it could very well be nothing, and we're just blowing this out of proportion. But right now, that's more than anything else we've gotten in the last week. That's more than JP Morosi. The Padres could make a hire this week. Could also be next week. Could be in the next 3 months. We'll find out. Stay tuned to MLB Network. We've gotten nothing over the last few days.
I mean, I'd be surprised if it wasn't in the next day or two. But for the people who are panicking, the Padres are falling behind in the off season, and they've got other things to do. They need to get this done. I would say, all right, settle down. I mean, there's no other jobs open now. They can take their time. AJ is still thinking about players and how he's going to fill his roster for next season. He doesn't need to be interviewing managers 24 hours a day. It's you can do two things at once, and the process will continue. But you feel like they've got to be in the final stages here, and that is an interesting post when a team is in its final stages. I mean, I wouldn't, if it was me and I was interviewing with the Padres to be their manager, and I didn't know if I was going to get the job. In fact, I knew someone else might be announced as the new manager today, in the next few hours, probably wouldn't post something like that. I'd be careful. I'd probably not be posting anything at all. I'd be pretty quiet on social media. I also wouldn't have posted myself at a Los Angeles Chargers game over the weekend as well if I was
fair enough.
in the final stages of trying to become the San Diego Padres manager. So, maybe Benji Gil uses social media a little bit differently, a little less cautiously than some of the rest of us. Again, you can't read any final conclusions into that, but it's interesting.